Hello students, let us discuss now the motion in 1, 2 and 3 dimensions. One dimensional motion is what? Here the motion of the object is said to be one dimensional if any one of the three coordinates is required to be specified with respect to time. It is also known as rectilinear motion. If the object is moving along a straight line and we need only one coordinate to specify its position, so that type of motion is called one dimensional motion. And examples are a train moving on a straight track, a man walking in a narrow leveled road, etc. If a person is walking along a straight line without changing its direction, or any object is moving along a straight line only without changing its direction of motion, that type of motion is called one dimensional motion. For example, if a particle is moving along x-axis, so only x coordinate would be changed, y coordinate would remain constant. So only x coordinate you want to specify the object's position, or only y coordinate you want to specify the position of the object along y-axis. So if only one coordinate is required to specify the position of an object with respect to time, then the motion is said to be one dimensional motion. And two-dimensional motion, here what we want here, two coordinates would be required out of three with respect to time. And here generally when object move in a plane, for example any object or any insect moving on the floor, you need both of the coordinates x and y to specify its position. So if two coordinates are required to specify the position of any object, that motion is called two-dimensional motion. And examples: an ant is moving on the floor, a billiard board moving on the billiard table, etc. So these are the examples of the two-dimensional motion. And third case is three-dimensional motion. When the objects start moving in space, then three coordinates are required to specify the position of the object with respect to time. So such a motion takes place generally in space. So if the three coordinates, you want x coordinate, y coordinate and z coordinate also to specify the position of the object, so that motion is called three-dimensional motion. For example, if a fly is flying, then you need to tell its position at any instant of time. You need three coordinates: how much away from origin along x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. So all the three coordinates are required to specify its position. So that would be three-dimensional motion. For example, a flying aeroplane, bird, kite, etc. These are the example of the three-dimensional motion. Now let us discuss motion in a straight line path. First let us discuss what is path. For example, if any object is moving, now every point of motion of the object, if you are joining that point with the line, then you will get a path. And the length of the path is what? That is a distance, and we know that distance is a scalar quantity. For example, this man will start moving, and let us see how much distance it is going to cover. So this man is walking along the horizontal path, and 5 kilometers he has covered, and then he has changed its direction and it has covered 2 kilometers. So if you want to tell me the distance, so 5 kilometers along straight road, and after changing the direction it has covered 2 kilometers. So total distance traveled, total length of the path is what? That is 7 kilometers. So we can say that the total distance traveled by this man is 7 kilometers. Another example we can consider. Now this man will start moving, and you see it is going to cover some distance, and that distance is 5 kilometers. And after covering this distance, it has started moving back towards its initial position. Now you can see here what is the total distance. Again, you have to find out the total length of the path, that is 5 kilometers on the onward journey and 5 kilometers towards the backward journey. So total distance traveled is 10 kilometers. Now let us discuss what is displacement. As you already know, displacement is what? The shortest distance between the initial and final position of the object is called displacement. So displacement is the directed line segment joining the initial and final position of a moving body, that is a displacement, and it is a vector quantity. So what you need to do, you need to just find out the initial position, final position, and join both of the positions with a straight line. So that straight line is what? That is a displacement. So we have nothing to do with the actual path followed by the object. Here we are interested only in the initial and final positions, and we will join both of the positions with a straight line. So whether the object has covered semicircular path or it has covered some zigzag path, we are not interested in that. We are interested only in initial and final positions, and we will join both of the positions with a straight line, and we'll find out the distance of that straight line, length of that straight line. That is called the displacement, and it is a vector quantity. Now again, let us consider a person will start moving. You can see here it is covering some distance or displacement 5 kilometer, and then it has covered 2 kilometers. So what would be the displacement? So here you see this is the initial position and this is the final position. We are not interested in this path now, how much it has covered along horizontal and after changing the direction. What you need to do here, you will simply join initial and final position with the straight line. So the purple line you are going to get here, that is the displacement of the person. So if you will measure this line with the scale, length of this line with the scale, this is 6.57 kilometer in the direction shown by the arrow mark. So here displacement is not 7 kilometer. Displacement is the length of the straight line we have joined, straight line which is joining initial and final position of the person. Now in this case, second case, the person is moving 5 kilometer it has covered, and again it is going back to its initial position. So here obviously displacement is 0 because there is no distance between the initial and final position. The person where the person is initially, the person has come back to the same position again, so there is not distance. Say initial position and final position of the person is same. So you have if you are going to join initial and final position with the straight line, both of the positions are same, so obviously the displacement would be 0. If a body changes from one position x1 to another position x2, then the displacement delta x is a time in time interval delta t is t2 minus t1, that is delta x x2 minus x1. Conclusion about displacement. Displacement is a vector quantity. Displacement has units of length. Displacement of an object in a given time interval can be positive, 0 or negative. Distance is always positive or 0, but displacement can be positive, 0 or negative also. The actual distance traveled by the object in a given time interval can be equal to or greater than the magnitude of the displacement. So generally distance in all the maximum cases is always greater than or equal to the displacement. The displacement of an object between 2 points does not tell exactly how the object actually moved between those points. As we have already discussed, we are not interested in the path followed by the object. So displacement, in case of displacement will never tell you through which path the body has reached the final position, whether it has covered semicircular path or straight path, or it has came faster to the final position, or it has come to slower to the final position. So we do not know what has actually happened in between the initial and final positions. The displacement of the particle between 2 points is a unique path which can take the particle from its initial to final position. So you see, if the particle is moving from initial to final position, if we are talking about the distance, we have to concentrate on the path, whether the path is a semicircular path or it has a straight line path or any type of path. But you see, when we are talking about the displacement is what this is the unique path, which is generally a straight line joining the initial and final position of the object. The displacement of an object is not affected due to the shift in the origin of the position. axis. So if you are going to change the origin or reference point, generally displacement of the object is not affected. Now you can see here distance A, C, B, actual path you have to see. Displacement, you will simply join initial and final position with the straight line. So distance is a scalar quantity, displacement is vector quantity. Distance traveled by object cannot be 0, but displacement can be 0 when the object is coming back to its initial position. So this is all about distance and displacement. So we have discussed some important points between distance and displacement. After this we'll discuss what are scalar and vector quantities, what are velocity, speed and other physical quantities in other video. Thank you.